fought. Like, they fought. So now look at... Hey guys, it's your girl TeeTee Carter. If you're new to my channel, hey, what's up? And if you're a returning subscriber, hey, what's poppin' boo? So I am back with another video, and I am back with another story time. So you guys are loving the fact that I started doing story time, like little chit chats, rants and stuff like that, and I am here for it because, like I said, I do have a lot to say. I just don't be saying so much. But yeah, so today's video is gonna be on the time when my sister and my best friend fought each other, and yes, they fought. Like, they fought. So now looking back on the story, like, I felt like it was super unnecessary, but yet still super funny at the time. So I was just like, why not do a story time on it? And yes, I did ask for, well, I asked my friend, okay, because I know my sister like don't care about it. I just never asked her how she felt about the story anymore, because why bring it up? So I texted her. I was just like, hey, I want to do a story time on the time y'all fought. Are you okay with it? She was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So they're both over it at this time. So yeah, I just felt like it would have been really good to talk about it. So if you guys would like to hear more about the story time, you should definitely keep watching. And this video is definitely not to promote violence, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. It is what it is. But yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscription button, turn in post notification bell, and let's get to it. Okay guys, so before I get into the actual story, I wanted to give you guys like a little background on how we all met. And by we all, I really just mean the people in the story time. And I do want to apologize ahead of time in case you guys hear any background noises. That would be my nephew with his loud ass and my father, because they have no respect for me when I'm trying to record. Anyway, so this all took place during college. Okay, so like I was saying, this all took place during college, and that's where we actually met. We kind of had similar schedule and like the same like break periods, I would say. Not really like classes wise, but like we would go on break the same time, and it's like if one person got out of class, we all wait on the rest, and then we all will go home as a group, because we technically all live in the same area, just like stops away from each other or whatever the case is. So being that that's actually how I met her. I met her through my cousin, because she knew my cousin first or whatever the case is, and they used to already hang out together or whatever. I keep saying or whatever. But anyway, so that's basically where we met. We met in college, and we became super cool and close. We started hanging out a lot during school, a lot after school, and then it would be to the point of where we would be at each other's house constantly, like every day, every other day. It would be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, we're up talking or whatever the case is. So over time, her and my sister grew a connection, because at that time, I was not a makeup girl. I knew nothing about makeup. I cared to know nothing about makeup. As long as my eyebrows were waxed and I had lip gloss, I was good. Like, that was legit me. Just eyebrows and lip gloss, and I was good. So they would just sit there, talk about makeup and hair all day. Meanwhile, for me, it's just like I didn't care. And this was like a while ago. Like, this was a while back. As I told you guys, like, back then I really didn't care for makeup. So that would be where, like, that's what they used to like bond and connect on a lot. And I would just sit on my bed like, y'all get on my nerve. Like, y'all really about to sit here and talk about makeup? And I'm just like, you stay stealing my friends. She's like, no, you don't entertain your friends. I'm like, entertain? Like, what am I supposed to do? Do a cartwheel? I'm just like, no, we're here to just watch TV, talk shit, talk about people, and order food and keep it pushing. So that was that. So as time goes on, because everything was great for a while, but this just goes to show how petty females can be sometimes. So during this time when this happened, I was in the school. I didn't go to school for the first day that they actually had like their little argument, whatever the case is. I was not in school because I wasn't feeling well at the time, so I decided to stay home because I only had 2 classes at this. I was just like, I'll skip it and I'll just go on Blackboard and get the work. So everybody just kept calling me like, oh, you know, your sister was basically arguing today. I'm just like, for what? Turned out, like I said, we all were like chill in the clusters upstairs, which was like the lounge area of the school. So we were always like chill there and like vibe out, be mad loud, be mad at people for no reason. I am recording.
Oh my god, done.
What was I saying? I forgot where I stopped. Anyway, so at that time, I wasn't like, that day that it happened, I wasn't in school. So everybody was like texting me, telling me, and I'm just like, for what though? Like, they don't ever like get into it, like, you know? And then every time, if something was supposed to happen between me and her, like if we would have supposed to have like a little petty argument, like not even argument, because we really never have an argument. It was always us telling each other how we feel about something. So my sister would always be like, oh, Tiffany, you're wrong because of your attitude, and she's a sweet girl. So I'm just like, oh, you always on her side. Like, whose sister are you? Like, are you my sister or you're her sister? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. So I won't say that I didn't like, but I didn't like, I personally do not like sharing my friends. Like, if you're my friend, then you're my friend. Like, you cannot be nobody else for, like, I want you all to myself. Hold up. I want you all to myself. So I'm a selfish friend. Like, I don't want to share. I don't want to share my mom. I don't want to share my friend. I don't want to share my sister with nobody. I want to share my man with, like, I want you all to myself. So that's how I was with them or whatever the case is. So she always be like, you know, you need to be nicer to her, da 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 da. So when this happened, who's calling me? Leave a voicemail. So when this happened, I was surprised. So I'm just like, what was they arguing about? Turned out, petty. So apparently they were all finished with classes, and they was finished with classes, and I guess she left her bag upstairs in the clusters, and they was upstairs. So it's just like, I'm leaving my bag, you guys gotta watch it, you know, typical. So at that time, my sister and my other best friend decide that they were ready to go, because they were like, we're not staying back in school today, like we don't have nothing to do, we want to go home, we want to sleep, whatever the case is. We're like, we're done with classes. So they was about to leave, and they left this bag upstairs. So she caught an attitude about that, where it's just like, I would have too, because I have like, granted that you leave your stuff around, nobody don't ever take anything, but we don't know these people, we don't trust them. Like, if I leave my bag in your care, then take care of it. Like, at least wait until I come back from the bathroom, the cafeteria, like wherever I went, just give me a few minutes until, or at least walk with it. So if you see me on your way out, you can like give it to me, you know? So that's where I understand her point there. Like, you know, I'm mad because you left my bag upstairs. Anybody could have took anything out of my bag. So I got that. So I just felt like, okay, misunderstanding, everybody good. It rolled over to the next day where, like, you know, girls want to be petty, da 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 da. And I'm just like, I can't. Like, this drama is not for me. Like, I'm the type of person that I really don't care for drama. But if you start some shit with me, I will finish it. But your beef is your beef. Your beef is not my beef. So I felt like my best friend beef is not my beef. My sister beef is not my beef. Like, you know, they got their own little friendship now. What happens between them is their problem. Like, they decide to be friends, so they got to deal with it. So move on. Like, I would say this all happened within like a week or two. So once again, I was already back home from work, and it was like after 8 at that time or something like that. It was like after 8 or so. So I was already home, and at that time my cousin was here on vacation. So whenever I'm home, I will always hang out with my cousin. We would play a video game, whatever the case is. So we was just chilling or whatever the case is. And my friend texted me. She was just like, oh, I'm by my cousin's. I'll stop by. I'll stop by you when I'm going home. And I'm like, okay, because she legit have to pass my house to get to her house. And then her cousins live like a few blocks away, whatever. So I was just like, cool. She was like, I'll text you when I'm downstairs so you could come down. I'm like, gotcha. Because there was already kind of beef. So it wasn't really like saying much to each other, whatever the case is. So she was like, I'll text you when downstairs or whatever. So I'm just like, all right, cool. Then give it a few minutes or whatever the case is, I heard the house phone ringing. And me, for one, I don't pick up the house phone because ain't nobody calling for me. So I would never answer the phone. But then the phone stopped ringing and started ringing again. So I'm just like, nah, somebody really trying to get on to somebody in this house. So I told my cousin, I'm like, yo, answer the phone and see who it is. So he answered, and my sister's on the phone rambling. So he handed the phone to me. So I'm like, hello? All I heard was, come down, because she thought it was still my cousin on the phone. She was like, Malachi, come downstairs and get my stuff. I'm like, get your stuff? I peeped through my window. There go my sister. There go my friend. Like, they done ready squared up. So I'm looking at, like, I'm upstairs like, what? Mind you, at this time now, it was after 10, like 10, 11. And my parents be knocked early. Like, my mother don't play about her sleep. Like, she would come home, she take her shower, she eat, she probably watch a few TV shows. But 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, she's out. My father, because he wake up mad early to go to work. So he's like, you know, old people just be wanting to come home, relax for a few, and then go to sleep. And then me, on the other hand, I'm probably the last one down in my house. Like, I'm probably the last one to go to sleep. So my sister was, I think she was, she went out with her man or whatever the case is, you know. But at that time, when she cool, when I'm peeping through the window, whatever the case is, I'm forgetting the story. So I peeped through the window and I seen them. So I'm just like, oh, hell no. So now at this time, I had on a tube dress, no bra, nothing, because I'm in the house chilling. Like, it's after hours. Like, I'm not looking for nobody. Ain't nobody checking for me, like, you know. So I have on a tube bra, whatever, a tube dress or whatever the case is. My phone is in my hand. I just kicked some slippers on with some slides on, as I should show you, and I started booking it down the stairs. So with the speed that I went outside with, my cousin slowly followed. So then he was outside, but he wasn't like outside. He was in the hallway in the of where we live. So I'm outside and I'm standing between them. I'm just like, okay, my bad, y'all. My camera had cut out. So went downstairs, the two of them ready to script, like going back and forth at each other, whatever the case is. So I'm in between them like, listen, it is not that serious. You take your ass upstairs, you take your ass on, go home. Like, you know, this don't, like, it's unnecessary, you know? So I'm downstairs, no bra on. Every minute I gotta be like this in my dress because it's a tube dress. Like, you do too much and it just moves in the wrong place. So I'm over here trying to make sure that my dress don't go nowhere. Nobody don't get to see, no, you know, sneak peek of my boobs or whatever. So I'm over here trying to calm these two down to get them to go about their business. And I turned and punches started flying. And on to this day, I still don't know who threw the first punch. All I know is somebody started swinging first. And I'm just like, wait, like this is really happening. So I'm between them. I'm trying to pull this one apart, And I must say, I have more size than the both of them. But for some skinny girls, they held their own. Like, I could give that to both of them. I'm just looking at them like, y'all skinny mother. Y'all are really holding your own. Because how can I not break this shit up? Like, I have more size than the both of y'all. Like, how can I not stop this? So we're on the sidewalk, and the way it is just like, you know, the sidewalk, and then you got a little piece that leads up to the doorway to come upstairs or whatever. And they're between there, and I'm really trying to like pull them apart. I had to take my phone and stick it in my waist. The part where I gave up for a moment was when somebody punched me. I don't know who it was. I got slapped from somebody. I got my nail broke that night. My phone got broke that night. Like, what? After that, I was just like, you know what? Y'all want to fight? Fight. Like, I was over it. I was just like, y'all want to fight? Go ahead. Like, I don't care. I took a seat, and that was it. He hops back on his bike and gonna look at me and be like, you want me to call the cops? I'm like, no, sir, don't call the cops. They want to fight, let them fight. Because it would have been really, really pointless in calling the cops, because I believe it was a Friday or it was a Saturday or something like that. It was one of those. It was a weekend. And if you get arrested on the weekend, your ass not getting out until Monday. So I was just like, it won't serve either one of them any purpose in like calling the cops, and you know, both of them would have got arrested. So I was just like, honestly, I was just like, sometimes some people just need to fight and get it over with and keep it pushing. So I was just like, y'all want to fight? Fight. So it was to the point of where I was really getting annoyed at them, like really fighting. Like, I was just like, I cannot stand here and watch y'all fight. I just couldn't. So I was just like, yo, I told my cousin, and it was like 10-15 minutes into it. I know that's a lot, right? But I told my cousin, I was just like, yo, go get my mother. Like, go wake my mother up. Don't wake my father up, because then it's gonna be a big problem. I was just like, wake my mother up. So he went, he got my mother. She came downstairs. She got one. I got the other one. And I'm just like, for goddamn. So my mother's over here trying to figure out why the hell they fighting. Because still to this day, I'm just like, I don't know who threw the first punch. I still felt like it was unnecessary. Like, the whole fight, like, was unnecessary. Like, straight up unnecessary. So my mother came downstairs, and my mother just grabbed my sister, like, take your ass upstairs. Like, you're too big for this shit. Take your ass upstairs. So she went upstairs. I'm thinking that's the end of it. This girl then went upstairs and changed her clothes to come back downstairs and continue to fight. So my mother is here like, why are the two y'all fighting? But you know, you're like all into it. Like, your adrenaline is going, you're mad, you're upset, you still want to fight. So she over here trying to get past my mother, my sister. So it's like my mother's in the middle, my cousin is holding my sister back so the door is closed. So she's trying to come through the door to come from behind my mother, and my friend is trying to get past my mother to go in the door. And I'm just here like at this point, I was just really standing there looking at them like, y'all look so dumb right now. Like, y'all probably gonna be cool back by tomorrow. Like that's so dumb. So turn around. By the time I could blink my eyes, when I told you my friend entire family was in front of my house, her mother, her sister, her brother, everybody. And then I'm really close with her mother and her brothers and her sister. So me and one of her brother are like super cool or whatever the case is. So after everything came and everybody left, me and him was just standing there. He was just like, yo, Tef, how you let this happen? I'm like, bro. I'm like, they both got height on me. I'm like, yay high. They're both like taller than me. And I'm just like, yo, when people are angry and upset and they're fighting, you're like, your strength is 10 times what it would be than when you're like calm and cool. So I'm just like, I tried. They broke my phone. They broke my nail. Like, I'm upset because I'm just like, the fight should have never happened in the first place. So he was just like, what the hell made them fight? And I was just like, it started in school over like, you know, leaving somebody bag unattended. Like, you know, then it started from that, but then it would be like a little bickering at each other. And it's like they almost fought on campus. Whereas like if you fight on campus, you could get suspended, you could get expelled. And it's like, I guess they didn't want, well, nobody wanted that. So that's why it never happened on campus. But I thought, like, I'm just like, okay, it didn't happen. So why would y'all want to fight now? Like, you know, I'm just like, yo, like I was upset, so pissed off, like so pissed off. So she got home. I believe this was the same night or the next day she called. And I think it was the same night when she got home and she calmed down. She called me to like apologize. And she apologized to my mother for like the way she acted in front of my mother, whatever the case is. Which my mother understood, because it's just like, you know, when you're upset, you just do whatever and say whatever and whatever the case is. So she was understanding or whatever. Like she was understanding to that or whatever the case is. And I'm just looking at it as in, now everybody over here found out about the fight, texting my phone like, oh, yo, who won, da 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 da. I'm like, yo, it was, I can't give it to nobody. It was a fair one. Like it was a fair one. I'm just like, everybody got their hit. Everybody got like, you know, it was a fight. Like I felt like it was something that needed to happen, but was unnecessary. Because you know, sometimes when you're beefing with somebody, you feel like the only way y'all could move past it, only way I could get over this shit, bro, is if me and you fight. So it's like, it's either we fight and still be friends and keep it pushing, or we fight and never speak again. And it is what it is, you know? So everybody was, I guess everybody was thinking as in, damn, your sister and your friend, who do you choose? But it's just like, I felt like it was a situation where I shouldn't have to choose, because I strongly believe if this is your beef, then it should be your beef. Like, I cannot take it upon myself to take everybody else's beef as mine. Like, this shit happened when I wasn't around. This shit happened between two friends. The only thing y'all got in common is me. The only thing that's different is the fact that I'm one sister and I'm the other one best friend. And I felt like, even though it was like a tough situation for me to be in, it was just like, damn, bro. Like, so I was just like, so who paying for my phone or who paying for my nails? Like, at that time, that's all I care about. Like, I didn't even care the fact that y'all just fight. I want to know who's paying for my phone or who's paying for my nails, or whatever the case is. So they fought, or whatever the case is. For a while, stuff wasn't really, like, it would have been hard for us to like act like it was normal. Like, you and my sister really just, like, you know, y'all had a whole fight. So it's like we would hang out but not as often. It's like we would hang out not as often. It's like when she do come over, most of the time when she came over, it would be these days where my sister's not really around, you know. And then shortly after that, my sister moved. So it was just like, sis, come over whenever you want to. But it was always like, at first it was still a little bit awkward. Like, on to this day, we're still friends. We have been friends since 2012. So we have been friends for a while. And I just feel like, if you and somebody have a real genuine friendship, then I feel like it's gonna take a lot for you and that person to stop being friends. Something might happen where your friendship might have a change in it. But if y'all truly have like a real friendship, then y'all find a way to make it work, which is what it is. Basically, which is, yeah, that's what it is. Because it's just like, for a while, shit was like weird. Why my bank keep shifting? For a while, stuff was weird between us, where it would just be like, I felt like I was like, everybody was trying to make me feel like I had to choose. Where it's just like, no, I don't have to choose. At the end of the day, this is my sister. This is where my loyalty stand. Like, this is who I gotta like protect and stand behind. Like, this is my sister, but this is also my best friend, somebody that I have grew to love, that never did anything personally to me. Like, she never did anything to me. We never had no problem where I gotta stop being friends with her. So at a point in time, my sister was just like, I don't know why y'all still friends. But over time, after she got over the whole situation or whatever the case is, like she said, she was just like, you know, the girl is somebody she always, like, she looked at as a little sister. She will always have love for her, whatever the case is, regardless of whether they ever like speak again or whatever the case is. It's somebody that she always will have love for, but whatever. And then it's just like, after a while of us not hanging out and stuff like that, my sister herself said, she was just like, you and her had a great relationship. Y'all should try to make that work. And I'm just like, yeah, we try, but it's just, we don't have, like, you know, you grow up, you don't have the same schedule no more. Like, we both started working a different job, doing different stuff. Like, you know, it was just like, it was hard to hang out, but we still try to make the time, and we still do. So it's just like, on to this day, we're still friends. I love her so much. She's really a sweetheart. She's really, really amazing. But yeah, like, that whole situation to me was just super, super funny. As unnecessary that it was still like, it wasn't funny in the moment. I found it funny probably like a couple days after the fact. I'm just like, no, they really fought. They really broke my phone. Like, I was still stuck on the fact that y'all broke my phone and nobody paid for it to get fixed. So at this point in life, somebody owe me a phone and somebody needs to take me to the nail salon to get my nails done. So I don't know who's gonna do what. Y'all figure it out, because both y'all be watching my videos, so y'all figure it out. I love the both of y'all. Y'all was dumb as hell for fighting each other, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's basically it for the story time upon the time when my sister and my best friend fought. And yeah, this video, like I said, was not to promote violence. You know, somebody come for you, come right back for them. But don't, don't fight. Like, use your words. Don't fight. But if a bitch hits you, then hit that bitch right back, because that's just what it is. But yeah, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscription button, turn that post notification bell. And until my next video,